Всем привет, с вами Жнец, мы продолжаем играть в Elex. Мы по-прежнему находимся в Купольном городе. Командор Джакс по-прежнему сохраняет нейтралитет в конфликте в городе между изгоями и клириками. Я выбираю сторону клириков, хотя в перспективе планирую вступить к изгоям. Так. Полезные очки. Ладно, поговорим с Алоизом.
Yes. Is there something urgent? I have a lot to do, as you can imagine. This city does not run itself. So, please excuse me if I'm short with you. This city is made up of a whole mass of confusion. Everyone looking for a new start. No one able to forget their past. They need a leader to hold things together.
Ты здесь за главного?
You're in charge here?
Well, let's say that I'm the person holding all these threads together. There's no ruler here, we all work together. Everyone here wants something. Whatever you're searching for, it will only add to the list of demands we already face. And providing for the people we already have is a logistical challenge. That means to accommodate everyone we're on strict rations, and those rations have to be earned.
You should sell it all. Then everything would distribute itself.
И давно ты руководишь Купольным городом?
How long have you been in charge of the Dome City?
I've been in office for 8 years now, and it hasn't been easy. Maintaining a neutral position to the factions while fighting the Albs. By Kalan, there really are more pleasant posts they could have appointed me to.
Что если кто-то пожелает сменить тебя на этом посту?
What if someone wanted to replace you?
Some have tried, yet I am still here. This city was created by the great council of Magalan. They made the clerics custodians of this place and their legacy. The great council may be long gone, but what they stood for, a unity of purpose, a future for all of Magalan together, that is something we still believe in here. So, it is our job to remain neutral. It is our job to serve all, no matter their background, however hard our residents make it for us.
Совета больше нет. Так какая разница, что они говорили?
Listen, the council is gone. Why care about what they said?
You don't think that was a better time? Laws for prisoner exchange, that assured borders, set rules for trade? Even if you don't care about the blood spilled since the council's rule was broken. The clerics swore to a code, and that includes keeping our oaths. And an oath was sworn to the council by my forefathers. That makes it my duty to see that oath is kept.
Как обстоят дела в Купольном городе?
How are things here in the Dome City?
Tense. The battles out there are always reflected in here. Tensions run high if the outlaws attack the clerics, or the clerics attack the berserkers. And there's always the fear of an Alb invasion. Those tensions drive greed, anger, and fear. There is war out there, and here your shards will be stolen from your hand if you aren't careful. It's like the world has gone crazy.
Почему все пошло наперекосяк?
Why have things become so bad?
Yes, a whole host of reasons. Maybe it would help you if I tell you how things are. The berserkers have lived more and more reclusively ever since the pilgrim went into his retreat. The outlaws are more organized now the Duke has taken power, and the Alb separatists seek shelter with us to escape the powers in Zakor. All told, very dark signs that we face another global catastrophe. And here we are, in the middle.
Могу я чем-то помочь?
Is there something I can help you with?
If you want to help, there is something that has to be taken care of quickly. You must have noticed that the mood is very heated here. One more issue, one wobble, and everything we've held together here will fall to pieces. One of my people has reported that the outlaws are expecting a weapons delivery. The last thing that this city needs is more weapons. And who knows who the outlaws will sell them to. I want you to intercept this delivery and bring it to me.
О, интересно, я уже взял задание по оружию. У тебя много проблем в
Are you
городе?
having a lot of trouble here in the city?
Keeping the factions together is always an issue. The outlaws are always up to something, but things have gotten worse, and to cap it all, we've had a sharp rise in thefts. I believe an organized group has started operating here. not the usual outlaws. This group seems to be outside the factions. From the little I've heard, they're more like a secret society than your regular set of theft mongers. I've offered a large bounty for any information that leads to their capture. And capture would be best. I want to find out who their connections are. If you can find out more about this secret society, I can make you rich.
Так, насчет тайного общества в городе. Нет, не буду их пока сдавать. Насчет оружия, которое должны были доставить изгоям.
About the outlaws' weapons delivery.
Так. Выдать пейдж. Я знаю, кто пытался протащить в купольный город оружие.
I know who is trying to smuggle weapons into the Dome City.
So, you met Paige. We've suspected her for some time now, but we've yet to catch her with any shipments of weapons. But, if my information is right, then she's found herself a new source and is trying to acquire some as we speak. If she tries to get you involved in this business, then do the only thing that is right and bring me what she wants.
Понятно?
Really? I mean, shit.
Рэй не одобряет. Ну куда деваться? Блин, конечно, лучше бы на это задание взять другого напарника. Не хочу портить отношения с Рэем. Рэй хороший чувак. Так.
The B series was never very...
Алаис знает про поставки оружия. Он хочет сорвать сделку? Нет. Что-то, блин, пошло не так. Мне надо было встретиться с каким-то изгоем. Алаис. Оружейное эмбарго. Да, я не то задание выбрал. Рейдок. Отправимся к Рейдоку.
Hey, have you got a few shards for a veteran? Help me out and I'll tell you about the city.
This guy reminds me of my brother. We had to beg for a while when we ran short of shards. We would have starved if it wasn't for the little people gave to us. Give him a chance, huh?
Да, конечно. Вот, держи.
There, take this.
Thanks. Thank you. Oh, I won't forget this. And since you have helped me, I'll make sure my contacts hear about it. You help me, I'll help you. Come back in a few days, yeah? I'll have something that might interest you.
Расскажи мне про город.
Tell me about the city.
Right, well, where to start? First off, a lot of people are avoiding the north of the city. This place always has something going on, but right now, there's really something brewing. That means the north isn't exactly welcoming unless you're a thug. The western section's safer. You're okay there as long as you don't break the law or look funny or say something the clerics don't like. The southern part, well, that is really quiet. Nothing really happens there, but wherever you are, you should know the clerics are watching. Alois, he runs this place and he hates thieves and beggars and trouble causers and pretty much anyone. He thinks he's God's messenger or something, and that means he's got one big old stick up his ass. So don't piss him off. If you ignore anything else, don't ignore that advice. Don't piss off the clerics. There now, You are fully informed.
Hey, that was great.
Ладно, полезная информация. Зловещая записка. Как так? Я все это пропустил. Как я раньше без этих очков справлялся? Где этот жук? Вожак стаи.
So, that creature's down to me, is it?
Ладно, я с тобой и так справлюсь,
That
не буду
creature's
тратить
down to me, is it?
топливо. В прошлый раз вроде как здесь никого не было. Очень полезные очки. Так, там я был. Мертвые клирики. Кстати, да, надо пожарить мясо. Быстро набираю мясо. Кольцо жестокости у меня такое уже есть. Доклад Рейдека.
You once possessed great Elex abilities, didn't you? You're probably a soldier from Zakor, possibly even a commander, but you are now free from Elex, and from the orders that come from the heart of Zakor. Have you come here to die like the clerics that I just killed, or are you here to trade?
Твои угрозы меня не пугают.
Threats don't scare me.
Scare? That's an emotional response. You should remember where you come from. I have traveled alone since I left Zakor, and I wish to remain so. Still, if you have information to give me, that would be useful. Information and shards are what an alb needs to survive in the lands of the free people. Not that either of those things help these clerics keep their lives.
Какой ты жестокий. Меня прислала Пейдж.
Paige sent me.
Paige? Do I know Paige? Faces and names of the free people? They merge into one. But you must mean the woman from the domed city. But I have business to conclude before we speak. It seems there are two followers of Kalan nearby who are anxious to see their god in person. And I must send them on their way. Quickly, decide. Will you stand with me in battle?
Можешь на меня
You can
рассчитывать.
count on me.
Good. Then let us send Kalan as followers. This one's mine!
Time to teach you a lesson.
Это неписи. Мне их не жалко, в принципе. Ради задания.
The clerics lie in the dirt, and there is no sign of their so-called god. Let us hope the stench of these bodies makes the rest of his followers think before they challenge the separatists. Loyalty should be rewarded. Loyalty is what will save us from the free people. I also have something that should please the woman from the domed city. Here, give her this. It should be enough for her to start her plans. I will arrange to deliver the rest to her in due time.
Так. А как насчет меня? У тебя найдется для меня полезное снаряжение?
And what about me? Do you have any gear I could use?
I see you have learned the ways of the free people. There. I can't do anything more for you.
Поднимемся наверх. Если я передам оружие изгоям, изгои поднимут восстание и их всех убьют. Если альбы-отступники останутся в городе, то их тоже всех убьют.
Yeah, that's a ruin, all right.
Такой вот нелегкий выбор. Так что придется выбрать сторону администрации города.
My name is Lori Stetton, and I'm reporting to you direct from the Infinite Skies complex on Rocky Coast. Just an hour ago, this entire facility was shut down by the environmental authorities, and authorities have opened an investigation into the executive management, with Infinite Skies standing accused of covering up leaks and environmental pollution on a scale unprecedented in the history of this coastline. Legal insiders are already talking about a multi-billion settlement that could see the company face closure. We'll bring you more details as soon as they are released.
Да ладно, это всего лишь хлам. Да ё-моё, да что ж ты на них фокусируешься, баран? Ящерки, ящерки. Ты тупая ящерица, ты куда? На кого рычишь? Я тут главный твой враг. Ё-моё, блин. Ладно, это тот самый вербовщик, внушитель. Я с ним уже разговаривал. Может, я здесь что пропустил? Ну, как обычно. Я всегда что-то пропускаю. А, здесь я не смог взломать сейф. А, здесь я его смог взломать, пусто.
We just got out. There were shots. People are taking anything they want, killing people to do it. We needed gas, but a crowd overran the gas station. They've set it on fire.
Что там мне осталось до нового уровня?
To get to the reservoir.
Далеко еще.
And head east down the coast from there. Hopefully we'll have enough fuel.
Ладно, проще телепортнуться. Хотя тут недалеко осталось. Патруль. Тут ничего интересного. Блин, надо бы качнуться.
The impressive defensive towers were completed in the early phases of the castle's
What?
construction. And
What?
play a vital
Is there
part
someone
in
there?
Да ладно, спи, отдыхай.
the arrival of guns.
Где Алаис? Пока его нету, я похозяйничаю.
Broadcasting from the orbit to bring a warning to all free people out there. Stay safe in the wilderness.
Не, серьезно, где Алаис?
All those who are listening, follow my example and join with the forces of Izgnanie. That threat from the north, the curse of the Owls must be uprooted.
Надо было, наверное, поспать. Ночной стражник. Сигареты стащил. Их можно будет продать. Придется где-нибудь поспать.
Then why are we still working with that piece of crap? Smart decision.
Херня получается. Надо было поспать. Хотел совершить высший пилотаж, не получилось, блин.
Hey, is someone there?
You know you shouldn't be here, right?
I saw you.
You
Так,
saw me what?
I saw how you came through into the dome. Who are you? Why were you allowed in?
не твое дело.
That's none of your business.
Then it sounds like you got in here illegally. As much as the clerics claim they control the gates, they really don't seem to be able to stop people getting in. And by that, I don't just mean you. Can you believe it? There are fucking albs in the city.
Кто ты такой?
Who are you?
Caleb. I lead the berserkers who've chosen to settle here in Abessa.
Вы независимы от берсерков, живущих в Идане.
You are separate from the berserkers in Udan?
We've kept our beliefs, but left behind the laws. We've set our own rules here. Well, none of us are allowed to return to Edan now. Or we just end up being sent to the valley. As to why they came here, well, the first settlers were sent to Abessa to plant a world heart to expand the forest of Edan out here. But they were cut off from Edan by the Albs, left on their own to survive. And after a while, they decided to keep it that way. The warlords in Goliath weren't happy. But they're stretched too thin for another conflict, so here we are. And since they settled here, others have joined us. Some are escaped exiles, others just chose to leave Edan.
Чем тебе так не нравятся
What do you
отступники?
have against the separatists?
They are coming here, to our city. The only city with a real chance of peace among the factions. If it was up to me, then we would make sure these Albs went somewhere else. They might say we have the same goal, the same enemy, but I don't believe a word of what they say. Who says they aren't spies sent here to deactivate the dome? They can't be trusted.
Ты хочешь, чтобы всех отступников вышвырнули из города?
You want to have all the separatists thrown out of the city?
Yeah, and you know what? I have already started to make it happen. I'll recruit anyone who'll help get this done. We have an eyewitness who claims to have seen the separatists exchanging information with the Albs. Traitorous bastards.
Как ты считаешь, какую информацию они передавали?
What information do you think they've shared?
The berserker Jorg saw Fenk meet with an Alb in front of the city. Why would they meet if it wasn't to exchange information about the dome? Sadly, Jorg is the only one who's seen Fenk. And now he started saying he isn't sure he really saw Fenk meet an Alb from Zakor. So I have to jog Jorg's memory, or make sure he stops denying what he said. There has to be a way to do that.
Я могу сделать так, чтобы Йорк перестал отказываться от своих слов.
I can make sure York stops denying his story.
You can? Do you think you can make Jorg stick to his original story? It's for the good of the city. So go to Jorg and make sure he doesn't talk. Either help jog his memory a bit, or make sure he stays quiet. I don't care which. It can never be said again that the Albs might be innocent.
А ты не считаешь, что Йорк с самого начала ошибается?
You don't think that York could have been wrong in the first place?
No, never. You can't trust these separatists. They'll betray us sooner or later for sure. I'm telling you, this is just the beginning.
Did I invite you?
Hey, is someone there?
Ладно. Поговорим с Йоргом.
Hello? Is someone there?
Да отдыхай, отдыхай.
Quit sneaking around. I can see you.
Да ёшкин кот, тварина,
There's
блин, а.
nothing for you here, so why don't you just leave?
Я же крался, блин. Чё вы здесь шарахаетесь? Тут
What are you doing here?
так чутко спит.
Yes. What is it?
Меня прислал Калиб.
Caleb sent me.
I heard you. What does he want now? I testified about what I saw, just like he wanted me to. This whole thing between Caleb and Fink is starting to get on my nerves. I shouldn't have said anything, okay? But what's done is done, and that's that.
Тогда расскажи мне, что произошло на самом деле.
Tell me your version of the story.
My version? I'm stuck between the two of them. I told Caleb in confidence that I saw Fink meet an alb outside the city. Could have been a separatist, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see any more than that, but Caleb decided to tell the clerics. He convinced me that the alb Fink met must have been from Zakor. But I have no real idea who he was, or what faction he's with.
Насчет ситуации с отступниками.
About the situation with the separatists.
Do you have any idea what I should do? I feel this is a mess.
Лучше молчи, тут слишком легко ошибиться.
You should keep silent. It's too risky to guess.
I wish I was as certain as you, but I don't feel right about this. I'm really not sure who I saw Fink meeting. What if Fink really was speaking to a friend? But the chances of an alb from Zakor coming so close to the domed city is really low, isn't it? No, I don't really believe that it was an alb. I mean, how often do you see them on their own?
Подумай про Калиба, вспомни, что он с тобой сделает, если ты станешь болтать.
Think about Caleb. Remember what he will do to you if you talk.
Caleb can do what he wants. His decision has made me an exile from Goliath, and look what that brought me. No, I've had enough of his orders. I will go to the clerics and do the right thing.
Так, внушение не проканает. Не стоит этого делать, говорить с клириками слишком опасно.
You shouldn't do that. It's too risky to tell the clerics.
I don't care what you think I should or shouldn't do. I have let people push me around long enough. It is time that I did what I think is right. You've helped me decide. Thank you. I will go to the clerics and do the right thing. I don't want someone to be thrown out of the city because of me. The domed city is our last hope. The domed city is our last hope.
Блин, да что за фигня? Почему так случилось?
What are you doing here?
Так, с Калибом я поговорил.
What's that? Is someone there?
Попробуем опять стащить эти ячейки. Она спит, это хорошо. Все хорошо.
Do you think I didn't notice what you were doing? Do you think I didn't notice what you were doing?
Внушение у меня не получится, я не клирик. Это у клириков есть способность внушения.
Yes.
Меня прислал Калиб.
Caleb sent me.
Come on. What does he want now? I testified about what I saw, just like he wanted me to. This whole thing between Caleb and Fink is starting to get on my nerves. I shouldn't have said anything, okay? But what's done is done, and that's that.
Тогда расскажи, что произошло на самом деле.
Tell me your version of the story.
My version? I'm stuck between the two of them. I told Caleb in confidence that I saw Fink meet an alb outside the city. Could have been a separatist, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see any more than that, but Caleb decided to tell the clerics. He convinced me that the alb Fink met must have been from Zakor. But I have no real idea who he was, or what faction he's with.
Насчет ситуации с отступниками.
About the situation with the separatists.
Do you have any idea what I should do? I feel this is a mess.
Лучше молчи. Тут слишком легко ошибиться.
You should keep silent. It's too risky to guess.
I wish I was as certain as you, but I don't feel right about this. I'm really not sure who I saw Fink meeting. What if Fink really was speaking to a friend? But the chances of an alb from Zakor coming so close to the domed city is really low, isn't it? No, I don't really believe that it was an alb. I mean, how often do you see them on their own?
Так. Я сам Альб, можешь мне поверить. Я знаю, когда Альбы врут.
I am an alb. Trust me. I know when albs are lying.
You're an alb?
A former alb. Like you, I can't go home without them thinking I'm a traitor. I know albs, and Fenk is lying.
Well, then you're right. The risk is too great. Thank you for backing me up. I've been so worried about the truth. You've helped me decide. Thank you. The Separatists must leave the city. I will go to Caleb and tell him that I won't say anything.
Есть.
Hey, is someone there?
Альбов изгнали из города.
The albs were exiled from the city.
Then you convinced York to speak up. You did well. Allowing them in the city was simply too big a risk. Here, take this. It's a small thanks for the big favor you've just done us. Thank you for your service to the city.
Кстати, где-то здесь должен быть мой боевой дрон Крони У-4. Лоизы еще пока нет на рабочем месте. Да ё-моё! Надо найти место, где бы поспать. До утра. Насчет оружия, которое должны были доставить изгоям.
About the outlaws' weapons delivery.
У меня есть все, что нужно.
I have what you wanted.
I'm glad to hear it. I hope that the goods are all here.
Look for yourself.
Good. I wanted the whole shipment intact. Here, your reward. Ah, yes, the weapons dealer. How is he doing? Is he still alive?
You wanted him dead?
No. I was just curious. But thanks to your actions, I don't think any more deliverers will find their way here in the weeks to come. And that comes as a relief to us all.
Качаюсь потихоньку.
Do you have my delivery?
Я передал оружие Алоизу.
I gave the weapons to Alois.
Why did I think I could trust you? It's obvious you really don't understand profit.
Just get out of here. Go on. Just go.
И все. Я думаю, что конфликт разрешен. На этом мы завершим сегодняшнюю серию. Благодарю всех за внимание. На сегодня у нас все. Надеюсь, данное видео вам понравилось. Всем пока.